Welcome back to Black Vision Network. We're your host, Janae.
And I'm Theo.
Before we get started, our channel is about education, healthcare, business, and counseling, information and tips that will be helpful, especially to the Black community. And we want to bring you our experiences and what we've learned throughout life so that maybe you can take it and make your life a little better. So if you like what you already see, go ahead and subscribe because why not? It's free.
Well, today, I'm sure you're wondering what we're getting into. Today, we're talking about mental health. So if you follow our channel at all, you know we've already gotten into it a little bit, but mental health is such a taboo topic in the Black community, and we want to change that. So today, we thought we would be a little vulnerable, give you an in-depth look at our daily mental health routine to maybe give you some ideas of things you can put in your mental health routine on a daily basis or encourage you to create your own.
So without further ado, let's get right into the video.
Mental health is kind of a taboo topic in the Black community, but we want to change that. We want to make it where counseling is normal, where people can talk about, oh, I'm having a bad mental health day. So today we thought we would be a little vulnerable and tell you in depth what our mental health routine is on a daily basis.
I just wanted to start by saying that I think that having a routine is important because whether you know it or not, you have a routine in the morning full of habits that you just automatically do. And those habits can either be bad, neutral, or good. And I think it's a good idea to assess the routine that you have now and see if there's anything that you can, take from us and add into yours so that you can build a healthier routine that actually pushes you. Yeah, let's get started. So in the morning, I really do have a routine. Like, I've really been trying to work on this. Like, it became more concrete over these last 6 months. But it starts with waking up and taking my dog out. I don't know about y'all, I have a dog, but if I don't take him out, he will poop in his cage, and I gotta clean that up. So that's my alarm clock. If you really wanna, wake up early, get a dog. Don't recommend it. Don't recommend. But after that, I like to, go straight into my day. Sometimes I'll have a cup of coffee to pep me up a little bit, And then recently I've been doing yoga. So sometimes I go to the gym. I have my own personal channel where I upload fitness videos, shameless plug. But I've been doing yoga, and yeah, I'll do my yoga. That gets my, my blood pumping, makes me feel good. And it just makes me feel better in my skin, comfortable in my skin, knowing that I did something for my own health, And then right after that, once my body is a little more exhausted than normal, it makes it easier to do this next activity, which definitely life-changing, which is meditation. And a lot of people say they don't want to meditate because they think it's hard, they feel like they can't do it, or they're doing it wrong. But it's like a regular anything that takes practice. Like, you practice it, because I definitely saw my meditation skills evolve over time, because I guess I started about 2 years ago on accident when I read a book called Ask and It Is Given. I put it in one of the book videos we already did, which I'll link.
Go check that out as well.
Somewhere up there. But yeah, I like to meditate, and it helps me to clear my mind. It makes me be able to focus in on one task at a time better throughout the day. And honestly, I feel like I'm more efficient and effective when I meditate as to when I don't, because it calms my mind, makes it less chaotic, and with a calm mind, you get a lot more stuff done.
So, real quick, I don't know if you're finished, but how did you become better at meditating, and people have different ways of meditating. Some meditate in silence, some meditate with music, some like to focus in on one singular thought or just focus on nothing. What is your habit, or what is your process when you meditate in your routine?
So I think, like, for me, meditating is, everybody has different definitions, but to me, my definition is to be able to clear my mind completely, so that I feel like when I'm in that space where I'm not thinking or have my focus on something else other than my breathing, it opens me more up to more creative thinking, and I feel like I can hear, I talk to God when I'm doing this sometimes. When I can't clear my mind, I like to focus on my breathing, or I say a prayer. But for me, meditating is being able to silence my mind, because I always feel like there's always thoughts. I've noticed that I've been thinking about stuff that I can't do anything about at the moment. Or I'm overthinking a situation that happened in the past, or I'm thinking about like something I don't have right now. But like in reality, everything that's available to me right now, I feel like when I'm able to focus on it, it's a much lighter, blissful feeling than focusing on the past or the future or anything like that. And I think that being able to quiet my mind and stop all those thoughts, because I feel like a lot of people, I feel like I used to be at the will of my thoughts, and they just used to come to me all the time, just thoughts. But once I realized that I was conscious of my thoughts, and I realized that I have a choice of what I think about, it definitely changed the way that I feel. I think you'll notice the way you feel differently once you get meditating right, because it's almost like an instant mood lift.
Okay. Very nice.
I think everybody is different. Everybody's experience is different. Definitely felt like God was speaking to me, because on my I'm actually reading. I got my stuff right here. This book, it's called Get Out of Your Head, Stopping the Spiral of Toxic Thoughts. Also, I'm doing a review on my personal channel, shameless plug. And it was like, it's always interesting to see connections, because in here, it talks about how we all have burdens, but there's always a community around us. So everybody feels like their burdens are too heavy, or they're too shameful or guilty to carry the burden by themselves. They feel like they have to carry it by themselves, when in reality, everybody has baggage or some crap that they have to deal with. And I think like that's something I thought that really struck my heart. And then I read it in the devotional today. I can throw the scripture on the screen. It was just cool to see it come like full circle. I feel like God was really speaking to me about that. That's the three things that I try to do every single day.
I think you're missing one. There is another thing that I think you like to do in your mental health routine. I'm not saying that I know.
Oh.
Walks.
Oh yeah. And one other thing, because I love nature. I'm a nature person. And I recommend everybody do it, because there's nothing like going out in the world and seeing like just how beautiful it is. Just like the natural beauty on this earth that a lot of people, we stay inside, especially during quarantine, but we can just go outside, and looking at the sunset, it's just so beautiful to me, and how the sky changes colors. And I'll be in a bad mood, and that helps lift my mood as well. And it just makes me feel more grounded. And I like to do it with Theo, because I feel like we put away our phones and we start talking to each other more often. There's no Hulu or laptops to distract us. And we actually have deep conversations. And it makes me feel close to him, and closer to God, and closer to my true self, because I love nature. It's just amazing. So yeah, thank you for reminding me of that. I try to do walks every day. I'll probably do that about 5 times a week.
Yeah, I say we usually go at least once a day.
Yeah. I didn't go, well, if we don't go together, I just stopped going now. So like sometimes we'll be at work and I just don't want to go. Sometimes I'll go in the afternoon, but.
Well, I guess I'll go.
Yeah, you go.
So for me, I think you said it's important to make sure you take control before you started. Take control. For me, kind of in the last 6 months, I really started to build a habit for myself in terms of my mental health and what routine I was doing. I never really had a routine before. I never took that much stock into my mental health and how I was doing, how my mind was doing, until probably I would say it's very recently, within probably the last year, last 2 years maybe. But the last 6 months, I've really been paying attention to what I've been doing. Like Janae said, when I'm waking up in the morning, the first things that you do in the morning. And it even talks about it in the Word a lot. You know, the first things that you put into your mind in the morning, the first things that you do in the morning kind of set the tone for your day. Those habits that you build, they set the tone for your life. There's even the scripture that says, you know, seek first his kingdom and his righteousness. So I kind of use that to set the mold for what I would do in my mental health routine. So the first thing that I like to do is start with my Bible plan in the morning. So I kind of like to keep a nice rotation of relevant Bible plans. I use like the YouVersion Bible app. We both use that same app. It's really a nice app because they have good plans. Like, I don't know if I'll kind of throw out some things like Transformation Church. Just good quality plans are on there, and you can link and share plans and invite other people to plans and read them together. It's pretty cool, but I've had it forever. But I like to keep a rotation of plans on there that are a lot relevant to what I'm going through. And before I go on Twitter or anything, I hit that first. And so, I don't know, like right now, I would say I'm reading stuff about transition, healing. There's one more. And we were doing a plan together that just finished. We talked about
how to love people you disagree with.
Yep, that was the one. And so, yeah, I think transition, obviously, we just moved from Indiana down here to Dallas. The last 6 months have been a very turbulent transition time. Healing, you know, there's same thing, and just communication growing. We just got engaged, but you know, you always want to grow with your partner. You know, growing doesn't stop. You know, just getting engaged, being in a relationship, there's no magic switch. We don't agree on everything. You have to learn how to love and communicate with love when you don't see eye to eye on things, and especially with two people who are going through things and have gone through things in the past, it can definitely be hard. And so that's where I like to start my day in the morning to make sure I'm set on the right path. And so after that, it's a combination of things I like to do after that. Is meditation, but it's also like, it's an umbrella thing. Meditation, positive affirmations, and kind of sit in silence. It depends really on what I kind of like to do what the day calls for. For Janae, she said meditation for her is sitting in silence and clearing her thoughts. Sometimes when I meditate, I like to do that and like leave room for God to speak. So after I finish my Bible plan, I'll usually pray, and then I'll try to meditate, sit in silence, and try to leave room for God to speak, to hear anything that he may have to say to me, to try to get closer to God, or just clear my mind, and if I have a lot swirling in my mind. But also, if I have like a lot of negative energy in my mind, I'll try to focus on very positive things. I think in our book segment as well, we talked about Think and Grow Rich. I learned a lot of positive auto-suggestion things. You kind of, I don't want to say trick your mind, but help your mind rewire the things in your mind. So like the negative cycles, the spiral of toxic cycles, there's things you can do to take control of that and prevent it. Sometimes, what's up?
You can finish, but I had a comment on that.
What's up?
About just the auto-suggestion part, like it's not really tricking your mind, because when you really think about it, anything you tell yourself that makes you feel bad is stemmed from a lie.
Yeah, I didn't want to say tricking, I just couldn't think of a different word.
I know what you mean. I was just trying to,
no, for
make
sure.
it clear.
For sure.
I think even when you don't believe what you're telling yourself, auto-suggestion, if you didn't read the book, helps you Because like a lot of the things you believe about yourself, you might not have believed it at first, but you heard it enough and you told yourself enough that became your truth, and that became your belief. And so why not change your beliefs? Beliefs are just an offspring of auto-suggestion that you experienced in the past. So why not change it for something that improves your life?
So maybe let's go with rewire. So I like to rewire my brain through auto-suggestion. So a couple interactive things that Think and Grow Rich has you do is write out statements. And so there was an interactive exercise where you write a word for, there are different statements like desire, faith, hope, and love, and you write a statement pertaining to each one of those, a positive statement that relates to you. And so if I'm really feeling negative, I've written those down and I'll say those to myself. And so things like that, you can kind of rewire your mind to make sure that you're pushing out the negative thoughts that you have in your head and getting your mind back on track. And so from there, I like to get up and start my day, kind of go out about my day from there. And then, like I said at the beginning, I've really tried to take more accountability and pay more attention to it. So throughout the day, I'm kind of doing like mental accounting and doing necessary adjustments. So like if I find myself spiraling, like sometimes I'll find myself replaying like bad scenarios in my head over and over again. And so if I find myself doing that, I'll remove myself from whatever I'm doing. Like if I'm at work, I'll go to the bathroom or the car, or if I'm at home, I'll go sit in the room for a while and I'll meditate and pray about it. I think it's very important that when you notice something, a lot of times when you're not paying attention to your mental health, you just let those things go, and they build up and they build up until when you finally do pay attention, it seems like an overwhelming mountain that you have to deal with. But as you start to attack it, you'll notice that when you nip those things in the bud, you feel a lot better when you do it right away. So when I make sure that I go and try to attack it right away. And the last thing I try to do is make sure that I rest when necessary. So one of the things that I tended to do before I started paying attention to my mental health was burn myself out. I would like just go. I felt I had to be going at all times. And I would like burn myself out. I was like, if I'm not working, if I'm not doing something, then yeah, I would just like feel like, okay, what am I doing? And if I wasn't up, then I was probably sleeping because I was suffering from burnout. But I try to like maintain a more normal rest pattern now and rest when necessary so that my rest pattern looks more normal. And part of that is being okay with rest, understanding that you're not going to get everything accomplished in one sitting, and that burnout is real, and that burnout can affect the quality of what you're doing. So if you're like, hey, I got to get this done right now, if you push yourself to the limit and you're working on a personal project or whatever, you can push yourself to the limit, but what you put out may not be the quality of what you want it to be. So that rest, that little break, stepping away and going on a walk or doing some yoga or meditating may give you the energy boost that you need to make sure that what you want to put out is at the quality that you want to put it out at. And so, yeah.
And one last thing I have for my morning routine that is more like a new inclusion on accident. So I recently got a new phone and I didn't transfer all my apps on there. So Instagram wasn't downloaded on my new phone. My old phone had Instagram. And so now that I use my new phone, I realized that when I don't go on Instagram in the morning, even if it's just to check if somebody DM me or somebody like commented on a post or something, I realized that my days are much happier. Because even if I tell myself I'm not comparing myself to these people, I am. Like,
comparison is the thief of joy.
Yeah. And so when I like stopped going on Instagram first thing in the morning, social media first thing in the morning, wow, I'm just so much happier. Like I still haven't downloaded Instagram on my phone because like I'm not willing to sacrifice this peace that I'm feeling. And I do like to listen, like if I don't do my own affirmations, I like to listen to motivational videos on YouTube or like an audiobook, like Deepak Chopra's audiobooks, The 7 Laws of Affluence or something, like that's a good one I listen to. But yeah, those are also part of my routine. I like to listen to like some type of book or read a book or something when I get a chance. But yeah.
Absolutely. And yeah, social media is like the number one driver of that comparison stuff. So it'll tell you that, what is what they used to say? Grinding. And people think that, you know, they're just posting that. Like if you need to rest. Their clout does not equal money. You know, clout does not equal real life success, all that. Direction is more important than speed. Move at your own pace.
Yeah. And what's for you will always be for you.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, just keep heading. Make a goal. Write it down. Make it concrete. And make sure you're doing something every day to work towards that. And make sure that you're not thinking about yesterday because you can't do nothing about that. You're not thinking about the future because you can't do anything about that. Like, today has enough problems of its own. And so, yes. So make sure you focus on today and you realize that like your anxiety kind of like melts away because you find more joy and there's actually a lot more to see if you just open your eyes and are aware of it right in front of you. And you know, God put us on this earth to enjoy the splendor and the beautifulness of it. And he was a great artist. Like, he made me. Look at me. He made this beautiful thing right here. So, yeah, guys, that's our morning routines. They help us to live happier, bubbly, blissful, joyful lives. And
yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you took something away from this. If you did, leave a like, leave a comment, please subscribe. Tell us what you think of our videos. Tell us what you may want to hear from us next. And as always, welcome to the journey.
Welcome. Peace. Recording!
I'm Beyonce.
Okay, go Beyonce. You want
it? Fingers crossed. You gotta cross your fingers. It's that hard for me not to fumble over my words. Are you done?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Are you gonna go? I
Okay,
didn't mess up my part.
Janae, get off of me. I really don't like you.
Alright, 1, 2, 3.
No.
Hi, guys.
You can't just come off of me laughing and be like, alright guys, just go.
Hi, guys. Welcome back to Black Vision Network. We're your hosts, Shanae
And Theo.
And on today's episode, Theo's gonna give you a little rundown of what's going on.
That's not gonna happen.
Oh my gosh.
You better redo that. That intro's not gonna fly.
1, 2, 3.
Cut.
Cut audio.
Get it. Get it. Get it. Get it. Get it. Get it.